So it's a pretty big weekend. We've been talking about all the stuff going on, big events in the Twin Cities, and a lot of those events come with a big price tag if you want to go. And for a lot of years, a lot of you have blamed Ticketmaster and Live Nation for those prices getting ever so much higher. But Kent explains tonight, guess what? Another federal agency is now suing those companies in hopes of cutting that stuff out.
Ticketmaster and parent company Live Nation aren't just a major player in entertainment. The DOJ calls them a monopoly.
It is time to break up Live Nation Ticketmaster.
1 year and one presidential administration ago, the Department of Justice sued Live Nation Ticketmaster for monopolizing markets with support from 30 states, including Minnesota.
When you have a monopoly, at first it seems okay. Hey, it's easy to use. But then over time, the fees and the money goes up and up and up because there's no competition.
A year later, the case is still in court and the companies are still intact. So the Federal Trade Commission is filing its own lawsuit.
Americans are sick of having to fork over an arm and a leg to take their family to a baseball game or to see their favorite show, their favorite musician.
The FTC complaint accuses Ticketmaster of 3 illegal practices: deceptive pricing, deceptive ticket limits, and violating the Better Online Ticket Sales Act. The FTC alleging that Ticketmaster and Live Nation routinely allow ticket brokers to exceed ticket limits, and also knowingly allow and in fact even encourage brokers to use multiple Ticketmaster accounts to circumvent Ticketmaster's own security measures and access control systems. It adds that one broker used the so-called mass buyer model to purchase more than 9,000 tickets on Ticketmaster for one night of Beyoncé's Renaissance tour, alleging Ticketmaster then sold over 2,500 of those tickets on the resale market.
Ticketmaster knew this was happening and let it happen because a lot of these sales were then going to Ticketmaster's secondary ticketing platform. And that means that, Ticketmaster and these brokers got to pocket profits.
According to the FTC, Ticketmaster pocketed at least $11 billion in fees alone between 2019 and 2024.
And the other piece of this is dynamic pricing. If Ticketmaster is encouraging these brokers to buy up tickets, then presumably the price is increasing because there's higher demand.
Minnesota State Rep Kelly Moeller has been working to rein in Ticketmaster pricing on the state level since 2023.
It's a bill that I started working on over a year ago after the Taylor Swift Eras tour tickets went on sale.
Her ticket price transparency law, requiring the cost including fees up front, went into effect in January. And by May, Ticketmaster announced that it was implementing that all-in pricing everywhere. She says in that respect, she has seen improvement.
And there is a mechanism for the Attorney General's office. If people are finding that that's not the case, certainly they can report that. But it does seem to me that at least that portion of the bill is being followed.
Now, Ticketmaster Live Nation has yet to respond to this FTC lawsuit. Now, last year, they called the DOJ's antitrust lawsuit baseless. But their efforts to dismiss it were rejected by a judge this spring. And by the way, 10 more states have since signed on. That makes it 40 states in addition to the DOJ suing for antitrust.
And to me, Kent, when you have 40 states, that seems like, to me as a consumer, proof that all of these states' attorneys general, I assume different parties, are agreeing this stuff has to stop.
Yeah, we've heard that on the national level too. If there's anything that can bring these two parties together, it's this.
Being mad at Ticketmaster Live Nation.
Yeah.
All right, then, that's the unifying cause for our country.